Point of personal privilege.
Please stand when you make points.
Point of personal privilege.
State your
I would
point.
just like to stay because I know that this is important to everybody. The Rangers unfortunately won 2-1 today.
What?
What'd you say?
The Rangers won 2-1 tonight. They beat the Cardinals.
Point of order, I'd like to suspend the meeting to go drink my sorrows.
Yeah,
Denied. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Mr. Minority Leader, you may have your time back as well. 5 minutes.
I'd like to yield some time to Representative Boyd.
Representative Boyd.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, my minority leader. I disagree with my colleague on the right point that everyone profiles and this bill is going to make the streets more dangerous. The fact that everyone profiles is why we need the training, so the police officers know how to deal with people who want to discriminate, so that people who say, oh, this person is the one who committed crimes against me, they know, they're sensitive to this type of situation, and they know not to just jump to conclusions in these kinds of situations and crimes. Also, the idea that the streets are going to be more dangerous because they have to go through more training. It's not saying they have to go through more training. If you read through the bill, it's saying that has to be one of the classes that they take in their training. So it's not going to make less police officers available for the streets. It's going to make them more informed when they're on the streets. And with that, I yield my time back to the minority leader.
Mr. Minority Leader.
Thank you, Representative Boyd. I'd like to yield some time for Senator Representative Ford.
Representative.
Thank you, Mr. Minority Leader. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As a former police officer,
Please, Kevin always comes in.
I have experienced firsthand profiling. My father, when I first moved out to St. Louis County, my father was actually stopped by county police officers. He was taken out of his vehicle. He was thrown across the hood of his car. He was searched, and all because he fit the profile, or he fit the general description of someone who had just done something wrong in the area. My father was probably 67, 70 years old, very upstanding man. And though he's deceased today, I think he would roll over in his grave to consider that that racism does not still exist in police departments. I wrote the beat for over 5 years, and I can tell you firsthand from conversations, discussions I've had with other officers, that profiling does occur. What this bill is suggesting is that, you know, we know that something happens, so let's not dance around it and say that it doesn't. Let's take it head on and address it. I'm not saying that all of these police officers are not out there wanting to do the best job they can. Just like anyone else, they want to get off of work and they want to go home and spend time with their families. And that when they come across a situation which may potentially be dangerous for them, they want to be able to use all of the tools and skills and whatnot that are provided for them. But it should not include. It should not go without having some additional training with respect to African American males. Now, why specifically African American males? Well, I mean, when you consider historically our situation with prisons and with the number of people that represent the population in prisons, there is a higher number of African American males in prison compared to other populations. Well, there might be something to that when you consider a training program like this. There are quite a few people that are in prison. Okay, there are quite a few people in prison today, African Americans and others, who probably are innocent.
Point of information.
State your point.
Are police officers taught not to profile in police academy?
Would
You have to-
speaker yield
Would
to
the speaker
question?
yield to a question?
Represent.
No, he won't.
Or you could say, thank you.
Okay, pause the time for a second.
Okay, with that, I will yield.